Hey, what's up, guys? So, I am having this amazing Sunday here, and I wanted to chat a little bit about the update on this bad boy. So, as you guys maybe have seen the video where I just had the first 500 miles, well, I just passed 5,000 miles not too long ago, and I wanted to share maybe some thoughts on it. So that's probably a lot of miles, I'd say, for this particular vehicle. And the reason why I was able to do that is I've got the PS4 Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires on it. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but these tires actually have a little bit of felt here. Kind of cool. But just wanted to share, that's how I was able to put 5,000 miles on this particular vehicle, because if you ultimately get this car and you don't replace the Goodyear F1 tires, you're gonna have a real hard time driving this car safely anyways, in cold temperatures and in anything that involves water, so rain basically. But with these tires, it's quite great. I've had no issues. They are still summer tires, but they warm up real quick and they get sticky. Anything above 45 and they're pretty good. Between 35 and 45, you got to kind of go, I would say 6 out of 10 pace, to be safe. But I've really enjoyed this bad boy. It's held up really well. There is some just rock chips and general things that I've received because I don't have it. Like there's one right here, a couple of scrapes from the body, but one right here, which I'm actually just ordered paint correction. So overall, I mean, it looks great. I've gotten really used to driving this vehicle, and it is an absolute driver's weapon. It really is a driver's car. It's just insane how much feedback this car gives you, especially with the 6-speed. So ultimately, when I first got the vehicle, I'd say the first month or two, I was nervous to really, push that throttle. I mean, 650 pounds of torque and 650 horsepower is insane. I mean, that is a lot of power. I mean, think about it. 5-10 years ago, a car with 650 pounds of torque that you could get, I mean, I can't even think of a brand that had a production vehicle. I mean, yeah, you could get like a supercharged, something crazy, or a race car, or just spend a fortune. But the fact that you can get this kind of performance out of a Camaro, and for this price especially, it was a lot. I mean, it's more than I've ever experienced. I mean, I've had, Dodge Viper. I thought that was fast. This thing would leave it in the dust, not only in a straight line, but in turns. And my M6, even though that had 600 horsepower, this thing just gets up and goes so much faster because it has just so much linear torque. I mean, as soon as you get on that gas, it just pushes you back in your seat, and literally, the faster you go with all the dive planes and everything, it just hunkers the car down. You literally feel the vehicle pushing into the road. And that is such a feeling of confidence that it gives you. You got this massive carbon fiber wing, and you got all of this low profile, so the airflow is it just feels so good. Even in windy days, it just cuts right through the air. And it just feels so, like, it gives you such a sense of confidence to drive it. I mean, look at the size of these dive planes. It's just insane. And then if you do have a no shit moment, because you are pulling too much speed in, the brakes, they're not carbon ceramics, they're not yellow Porsche carbon ceramic brakes on the GT line. They're not, they're not ultimately anything that is slotted or drilled that you see on an M series, but they're phenomenal. 6-piston, they freaking bite, and they give you pretty darn good feedback. I really enjoy them. I can kind of, push the pedal, and I kind of feel like if I need to give it more, I can. If I need to be light on it, it really allows me to feel it. So I can adjust my braking distance. But the fact of the matter is, you can carry so much speed into turns that you don't really have to brake that much. That's the crazy part. Let me fire it up for you. I think I've got my key on me, I do. So you got to put your foot on the brake, foot on the clutch. Now that was fired up so that's sport mode, and that's track. So track really opens it up. And you can see here, let's see, yes. So I've got a little too much tire pressure because they're still hot. And let's see what we got. So normal temperature, it's like 62 degrees right now. It's really nice. And let's see. How many miles have I done? I think I've done 6,070 and I'm averaging 15.6. So God, this car, I mean, God, it's so good. I can't even tell you. It's so much power. You hear the supercharger, you feel it, you know, it whines. I can't even describe it. You just have to like come and drive one of these bad boys. But yeah, it's insane. Like, I really want a Porsche GT3 RS, right? As a car guy, I wanted a lava orange Porsche GT3 RS, and I test drove it, and I'm like, yep, I'm in love, you know, and I can afford it. But the thing is, it's like, I just get in this thing, and I'm like, fuck, really, is it that much better? I mean, the only thing is, I would say that it has the Porsche, you know, prestige, and maybe it's a little bit better looking, but I mean, I don't think this car by any means is ugly. It's just got so much personality to it, like especially at certain angles. Like when you look at it from this angle, like this just looks great. I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, I always like the look of the Gen 5 or Gen 6 Camaro, but then when you throw in all the body kit and the carbon fiber, and of course the upgraded roof scoop. Like, let me show you this. It just got some personality. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the Porsche, and I want one, and I'll get one. It'll be the next vehicle. But for the money and for how good this thing is, I just love driving it. I mean, the LT4 with the 6-speed, oh my God, it's so good. And it's got auto blipping. I mean, you can just, you know, second, crack it, third, crack it, fourth, crack it, and then you downshift, boom, 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 right? Feels so flipping good. I mean, it really does. So check us out. I mean, I've had no issues with it. 5,000 miles. I've literally been to the dealership once to do a free oil change. They included it in the first service. So I've had no issues. All I had to do was put tires on it. And I haven't had any problems, nothing. And trust me, I mean, I don't baby the car. I mean, I'm not smoking tires and drifting it and, you know, taking it to the racetrack every day, but I do drive it. And I feel like if I was gonna have an issue, I would have had one already. I mean, I'm not saying I won't in the future, but I mean, I've been beaten on it enough to know that this is a well-built car. Everything, like, it was done right, okay? What I mean by that is, you know, Chevy and the team just didn't throw a big flipping engine in there. They made everything else support it. The transmission holds the power and shifts great. The brakes stop the car, okay, and feel really good. You've got amazing Multimatic DSSV spool valve suspension, which is just insane. It's so taut, and it allows you to really charge into turns. You can kind of see it here, okay? And then you've got all of the down, you know, technology that allows all that downforce. So, you know, they built a race car, and that is so, I mean, it's really incredible. I mean, I think of GM in the past, like even 5 years ago, right? They would never build a car like this. Okay, maybe not 5 years ago. Let's call it 8 or 10 years ago, right? They were just putting big ass motors in their basically stock vehicles, right? But this car pulled it all together. And trust me, I'm not an American car fanboy. Like, I've actually kind of more leaned towards the German and the exotic variety, frankly. You know, I've had Aston Martin, I've had Mercedes, I've had BMW, I've had Honda, Hyundai, right? I've had a lot of other brands before I actually got into this. Look at this angle on this car. I mean, it's just so crazy. So anyway, my point is that I was really impressed by what they did. And, you know, I really like the look. So it just checked a lot of boxes for me. You know, it's got the dual tips, which I actually still have to clean those. Just got done cleaning her. You know, so it's just a good looking car. It's comfortable. It's got a great looking interior. I'll give you one more time on it here. I do have to vacuum it, but I mean, it's got great Recaro racing seats. This is, I think personally, this is probably the best color combination you can buy on this vehicle. So, you know, nothing, I mean, doesn't have Alcantara ceiling, right? Doesn't have leather stitching here like the Porsche does if you want to spend money on the upgrade. I mean, it has this right here, which is cool in Alcantara. So it has a little bit of personality here, but it's just, again, like this is cheap plastic, so it's not covered in leather, right? So there's a couple of things you're just gonna get with the Porsche, obviously, but you're spending literally $30,000 in more, you know, just in freaking upgrades, like let alone the actual engine and everything else you got to pay for. So my point is like, I just thought this was so much car for so little money, and it's proven that. I mean, really, 5,000 miles. Every time I get in this car, I haven't questioned trading in the Dodge Viper on this thing like one time. I mean, truly. Okay, maybe not that. That's not true. Probably once I did. Once or twice. I was like, it would be cool to be in the Viper today because it was perfect outside, and, you know, we were going to a show and people love that car. But other than that, if I want to like drive, I'm taking this bad boy all day, every day. So that's my general thoughts. If you have any questions about the vehicle, you know, let me know. I'll be happy to share any of my experiences. It's completely stock except for the tires, just so you know. All I've done, like I said, is tires and oil change. So there you go. And actually, I just checked. I've actually put like 6,000 miles on it. So this just crossed 6,000 apparently today. So that's cool. But I'm enjoying it. I'm going to have the car for probably another, I don't know, probably about 6 months. So maybe 7 months. And then I'll be getting the Porsche. But, you know, I'm going to look back on this car fondly. I really will. I really, really am enjoying it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And I appreciate, as always, watching my content. You know, don't make any money from the channel, just a passion project. And I love engaging with you guys. Some of your comments are phenomenal. You guys really care, and appreciate that. If you guys want to troll, that's cool too. I hope not. I hope you don't, you know, be a little bit respectful. Treat others like you'd want to be treated, kind of thing. And I appreciate everything else in between. And like and please subscribe, and I will keep the content coming. The P100D is looking good as well. So this is the daily. This is the Weekend Warrior for now. And we'll see what comes here in the near future. But yeah, I like it. I'd buy it again.